Hi. Hello. Welcome to Perdition, the Trials of the Eight. It's been so long. My brain is just, we're catching up right now, besties, breasties, rangers, and strangers. I'm your GM, the god of these gods and players, CJ. I actually don't have a lot to say because I'm facilitating. With introductions, gonna pass it to Josephine.
Hello, I'm Josephine. I'm at Scary Dump Friend. I do shit and stuff. I'm playing Moo, the god of fear. She, her.
Yeah, I did put the list. Do you want me to say your name? I okay. Austin.
Yeah, you're in charge here. You gotta.
No, I mean I put it in there.
Yeah,
You know who's
you
in
did, but
order.
you passed it to Joe. Listen, I want to get past you.
You're
Hi,
so
I'm
valid.
Austin. uh, my pronouns are he, they, she, and I'm an award-winning game writer, designer, performer, and friend. You can find me on social media at Sales Carlson. It's at Sailor SCT Austin. I'm gonna pass it over to C. That's how you do it. Come on, CJ, we're professionals here.
Thank you, thank you. I do love to get that pass. I also do love to be able to recite all of my friends' intros. Anyway, hi, I'm C. That's my intro. I use they them pronouns. You can find me all across the internet at C Plays RPG. Tonight I have the absolute pleasure of playing Euphoria, who uses any and all pronouns. Who's a little freak? Eighth level bard, College of Glamour, and I'm gonna pass it over to Nikki.
Yes. Thank you, Morshadi, for being a real one, as per usual. Okay, let me start over. I'm Nikki. I am the producer here at TEA TRPG, and I was nominated for a Crit Award for Best Producer. There's other really cool people who are nominated, so it's totally fine if you don't vote for me, but if you feel like you could, that'd be awesome. I don't have anything really going on this summer. I will be on Critical Misses, so keep an eye out for that. And then I just found that out today, this morning. And then at the last weekend of July, we will be doing Fae Fair. We had Fae Fair last year. We're doing it again. We will have Leo season, episode 2, where we open up on Narcissa Stone's funeral. It's going to be great. So she's the meanest person I've ever played. She was worse than Elva. I am playing Elva tonight. Elva's only concern in the world is her wife. And because of that, she is apathetic towards basically everyone else. She is the Earth Goddess, or former Earth Goddess. She is a druid, and an Earth Genasi. That's it.
Heck yeah. I love that with every person you get progressively more and more information.
I had more time to think about it.
No, literally, that's what happens, and I respect it.
I'm gay.
I'm gay. Joe's playing Moo,
And I'm gay. That's it.
and wait, are you gay? Yeah, and Joe's gay. Happy Pride Month.
Happy
Happy
Pride.
Pride Month,
Happy
ladies and
Pride
gentlemen.
Month. Go listen to what Austin
Jabel.
said. Jabel, I'm a Jezebel, but not Janelle.
You're a whore.
Anyway, I yeah. Honestly, no, yeah, okay. But yeah, I got
Affectionate.
nothing else. Affectionate.
Yeah.
How come we're not affectionate?
You're a whore,
Um,
affectionate.
I am. It's true. Follow me on Twitter at Classic Dragon to find out more about that information. But other than that, we can get started. I never know I never got anything to transition. If I had like a music, that'd be nice, but I don't have that, and that's okay. I could beatbox for you, but no.
Yeah, do it.
No.
Okay.
All right. That which is fractured and fallen will never be the same. The four of you stood in front of the tree of life, having eaten the fruit and dying. When gods die, they become something more and something less. Your godly bodies shatter into a million pieces, into something that they were never meant to be. broken. As your souls stand around the tree of life, watching your body fall from, well, your bones, your flesh, your soul, the thing that connects you, that tethers you to this world, you stand in front of one thing and one thing only: bones. Fresh bones with your names inscribed in it. You can sense that these were made for you. These bones are the new things that your soul is to inhabit. And having the only thing that you are able to take up, the only form you can be, I ask you all, when you inhabit these bones, when your flesh wraps around the sinews are created, when you become this new mortal thing, what changes about you? I will start with Moo.
As Moo's body and her flesh wrap around the bones of the mortal skeletons who were provided by the Tree of Life, Moo will find her, in general, and the appearance of a taller, more petite sort of person, but with a form that was more vacuous in nature, something ambiguous rather. Something that could change height, change mass, change thickness and thinness of bone. But I think what we see now is something that she will have to purposefully hide in a cloak rather than just the shroud of her own hair. When she rages and her body turns, her teeth elongate, hair growing from her body, rather than it being a graceful sort of appearance, something more fluid. Her bones will crack into place and the teeth will literally, you, not only her, she will feel it, but you will hear the teeth growing in her mouth and her jaw, adjusting and accommodating to each tooth jutting out, the claws coming out of her fingernail beds, and like the tail growing from her tailbone. It'll be just as painful. But there is also sort of there's a curiosity and a delightful newness to it at the same time.
What about you, Mene?
I think for Meme, it is something so simple. I don't know if Meme, if they know yet, so I think it's something everyone else would see, is very slowly at first, almost like when you poke a small pinprick in a sheet of white construction paper, there's this like small black dot that starts growing in. As slowly and surely, Imene's two eyes that look like the flat disc of a full moon, irises and pupils grow in. And she now has dull, but not in an offensive way, brown eyes. Just like plain, typical, common brown eyes.
I love that. Euphoria.
I just had to roll a dice to decide how much pain I wanted to inflict upon myself. As Euphoria's body shifts, their soul jumping from one vessel to another, it feels like the most natural thing in the world. All they do is contort and change and rip themselves apart to put themselves back together. This is as natural as breathing. This is as natural as divinity. But they had pulled on one of their ribs when they had all been under the Tree of Life, examining these skeletons before. They had pulled at the bone, testing it. And as their form bleeds into it, crawls onto it, morphs onto it like tree bark growing onto the side of a skyscraper, that rib cracks and the half heart that had been sticking out of every single one of Euphoria's forms falls out like a penny dropping onto the floor, and a little piece of that bone dust also grows with it. So it has six little limbs, maybe an arm or two, as it tries to find its own vessel and fails mostly with the chipped bones of Euphoria growing into themselves.
Yeah.
I cast Find Familiar.
I love it and hate it in a good way.
Yay!
Elva.
So I think the biggest thing that is odd to Elva is there's a warmth that she's never felt before, because she's used to being made of stone, and now she's feeling the way that it feels to be mortal, like to have blood rushing through your body and to have temperature, and that's new for her. She's used to being cool and hard, and now she can be injured, and that's weird. And she's also grappling with the fact that her anger is so much less effective now, and grappling with that lack of power.
Yeah. And perfectly, as you realize this, you all kind of, maybe you were consumed by the fact that you were changing. Maybe it was too quick to even notice. You find yourselves in a completely different place, no longer in front of the tree of life. You find yourselves in a big open space surrounded by buildings, looking forward at the Magic Man. That long-haired, corset-wearing, too pretty individual speaks to you all in a matter-of-fact way, in a way that feels as if they are in control of the situation. Well, mortals. The second
Hi.
trial. The Magic Man looks stunned, like offended that you interrupted them in a way that, like, do you not know how? No, it's okay.
I did not mean to. You can.
No, you're fine. You didn't know. You didn't know.
Okay.
It just took me. It took me by surprise. Um, they kind of like fix their hair, take a deep breath in.
Elva, isn't that your friend?
We are not friends.
Hi, Elva. Hey, dear. Welcome. Anyway, I'm not going to be dramatic about it. This is the second. This is the second trial, and you all need to like figure that out. So, welcome. This is Hereticus. As like they gesture outward, you are all. It is dark here, to be clear. Like the sun isn't like in a way that you understand is different from when you were near the tree of life, when the sky was kind of that red shade inverted and the sun was dark. This place has a thick mist covering it, like it is cloudy above. It is perpetually gray here. The city itself, the buildings are dilapidated. There are like skeletons kind of littered around in different places. You immediately can tell that nothing is alive here. You kind of listen in and just hear dead silence extending in every direction. Carts broken. It is, well, a damned city. And the Magic Man goes, okay, so yeah, okay, good luck. As they turn away, they stop on one foot. Yes, Mene.
I walk up to the Magic Man.
They let you. They were kind of like still pausing.
I put one hand on their shoulder.
Mhm.
They allow.
They do. They seem to be very curious about what's about to happen.
I don't. I give a firm squeeze, but not as tight as I could,
Oh,
or I think I
okay.
could. And I
Mhm.
lean in. If you upset my wife again, I will give her your skin as a gift.
Roll intimidation.
You got it, Chief. Let's see. I don't know. My physical dice are downstairs, so I'm just gonna
Literally,
use this
me
little
too.
guy.
I just had to turn around and be like, "Let me grab these."
That's some heat. 7 plus 15. 23.
23. Oh, I'm gonna take note of that. I'm gonna take
Good.
note of that. Okay, okay.
I hope you have
Otherwise, you will be a
pleasant
part of
day.
a very romantic gesture.
What is that? Nope, nope. Don't invoke things that you don't want to know. Don't
I
ask.
stand back up to my full height. I hope you have a pleasant day.
I will, actually. I will. And like, as you kind of like, I'm assuming, do you like turn away? Do you just kind of watch them as they leave?
I stare, like I just keep looking at them, but I don't.
Yeah,
I like let go.
they begin to kind of like they back up, kind of watching you, watching them, and they begin to walk away, watching you, watching them. It seems that they're kind of waiting for you to like to turn around.
I don't.
Yeah. They just walk. They just keep walking until you can't see them anymore. And the magic man is gone.
Do we know who that is? And Euphoria has the face of a deer, like an actual deer, not like antlers. Like their whole head is like a deer and kind of furred with these like long eyelashes and like several pupils in each eye. The rest of their body hasn't decided what it wants to be yet. It's still learning all the new bones and like just kind of changing ambiently. But their head's a deer.
When you ask who this is, Elva just says some kind of magic man. Someday I will be powerful enough to kill him.
Oh. Okay. Well, I suppose we should try to do the second trial then, so you can become powerful enough to kill him. I've never been in one of these before, I think.
Does the name of the city mean anything to any of us?
Roll a history check.
Roll the dice.
Anyone that would like to can roll a history check.
At the break, I should get my dice.
I rolled a natural
17.
1.
Nice.
Let's go.
Elva doesn't read.
You did establish that last session. Elva doesn't read.
That's so valid. Tell me, Alva, what do you think you know about what incorrect thing do you think you know about this about Hereticus? You were muted.
Are we also muted for you?
Me?
Hello?
No, I was.
No,
There we go.
There you go.
I said she knows nothing.
She knows
She
nothing.
doesn't
Yeah,
care
that's
enough
fair.
to know anything, so she just looks at her. She's just looking at her wife.
Standing there really
I mean, you just said you were gonna skin someone for her, so she's just looking at you adoringly and knows nothing about what is going on.
Yeah.
I got a 16.
16. Anyone else roll? Was it just Mene?
17.
I also got
17.
a natural 1.
Natural
Let's
one.
go.
You also have, at some point, you can reveal the information that definitely is incorrect
Okay.
about the city. But yes, to the two of you that basically got the same thing, you both with that number, and this it's very funny because it's like you can tell with that number, you actively know nothing about this place. But in a way that confirms that that's strange, that that's wrong, because you all presided over this place. You understood, like, even without knowing specifics, the information of a city has come across. One of you would be able to, like, oh, that place is my domain. Oh, that place is like, that's Moo's domain. Oh, that's where the, like, Hereticus does not ping in any of your minds as a place that any of you, like, preside over.
Euphoria reaches down to grab their little heart insect that they have now, and they kind of pick it up and hold it in their hands.
I think it
I
purrs
don't
in your
think.
hand.
Nice.
The fuck?
I don't think I know this place.
Neither do I, and I can't remember anyone talking about this place.
Is it
I think
possible
this
that
is
it
a-
doesn't?
I think it is a leprechaun colony.
Interesting.
I don't have any information to prove otherwise, so perhaps we go with that until proven wrong.
So we could all die horribly of disease.
I'm sorry. Okay, I won't go with that information personally. But let's just be careful until we know what's going on. Try to stick together. This
I
mist
have missed
is...
you all quite a lot. I don't want to leave.
Well, I suspect something is going to be going on with this mist. It's hard to see through. These are mortal eyes now, but they still seem to work pretty well.
Moo is rolling her ankles and you can hear it like cracking like in a little socket.
Moo, please don't do that. Darling, you can die now. Mortals don't do that kind of thing to their bodies.
I have so many bones.
Yes, they have a lot of bones.
I've always liked bones.
215 of them, I think.
I've got an extra.
You said 2 or 15?
215.
That's a lot of bones.
It's something like that.
But
This fleshy light illuminates towards the distance, and you kind of are able to find a space in which the fog does not persist. And I'm assuming you all, begin to walk a little bit, looking through the city, looking at the various, well, to be fair, broken things around here. Some buildings almost kind of being slanted as if they were half made, while others look a little pristine, but you look inside and the entire inner infrastructure is dust and bone, looking at the many, many skeletons that just lay around here in ways that look like they died as they were. You see there's one skeleton kind of holding the reins of a cart that's broken in front of them, whereas another one seems to be kind of like fallen in front of like a little stand where a hand kind of finds itself perched on the edge of that as if that's where they worked. Just kind of a wide variety of things, but all giving that same vibe, unfinished and gone. What do you all do as you take this in?
Nice to take a femur.
Yeah, you can take a femur.
Please.
You have the femur.
I am starting to look for signs that anyone else has come through here.
Yeah, roll a perception check.
Perception check. 19.
19? Yeah, as you're walking around, you begin to like see a few footprints, like a couple, like 1, 2, 3 at most. And you kind of like notice, okay, like someone's been here. Some people have been here. you kind of look around. You guys can be walking for as long as you want, like an hour at this point. You notice that people seem to have walked in the same direction that you have until you get to a intersection. You can tell that, like, in the same sense, and you can, whatever assumptions you can make, it's probably, most likely it's probably that, given where you started and where the footsteps started and where they end, these were most likely the others, at least a few others going through the trials. And then you reach an intersection with 8 pathways.
And the feet all go different directions, don't they?
Yes. There's 3, I think 3 feet walking, like, one goes left, the other goes middle, the other goes like the far right.
Is there anything labeling the intersections or any?
No.
Just all vibes.
Seems to be, yeah, literally, it seems to be like there seems to be actually nothing telling you like which way. There's no sign. That's the part that kind of like is, I'm not going to say explicitly unnerving, but strange, is that there is nothing dictating the streets in this particular intersection.
I think I just squeeze Elva's hand, like not hard to like hurt. Darling, I know you're not going to be happy, but it looks like each of us will have their own road to walk down.
We're being separated again.
I'm sure we'll be for a moment.
Nothing seems to dictate that is what must happen.
No, but... And I like kind of point to the 8 roads. It seems sort of clear it's what should happen to pass this trial. We all have our own road to walk down. We all have our own journey to take on this quest back to divinity.
Well,
We can
before
try.
you go,
Yes.
let me give you something so you don't forget each other. And Euphoria will take a little tiny piece of bone shard, kind of almost like peel it off of their heart beast. And I want to use my Mantle of Inspiration. As a bonus action, I can spend 1 use of my Bardic Inspiration to grant up to 8 temporary HP to 4 creatures that I can see within 60 feet of me.
Hell yeah.
Sick.
So everyone
Was
gets
8?
8 temporary HP. Very
All
thematic.
8. I love it.
Can't write this stuff, folks.
You could. Just wouldn't be that good.
I say we might be able to try to stay together, but I'm not sure if whatever this place is would allow it.
Fine. But if I have to find that magic man again and have him help me find you, I'm going to be very unhappy.
I promise I'll find you myself.
So you all split. Wonderful. Tell me, what about each pathway draws you to walking towards it?
If mine even starts with 1 bone, I'm going down there.
Yeah. I think yours actually, it starts with, I think yours has a singular bone in front of it, Moo, that you latch onto. And do you pick it up?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you pick up the 1 bone and then you see there's another and then another. And then like
I make a little like pocket out of like the ends of my dress
yeah,
and just like
100%.
start picking.
There is a lot of bones down this.
Wordlessly without a goodbye, Moo just like, oh, it just keeps
Yeah,
going down.
100%. Yeah, Moo, you walk until well, not even until you walk, picking up bones, almost not even noticing that the scene changes for you. What about the rest of you? Well, no, we'll keep going with Moo for now. But do think about the answer. Do think about the answer. Thank you. Moo, you kind of picking up bones like a trap in a kid's cartoon, kind of another, another.
Yep.
Kind of looking down, picking them up, looking up, finding another bone, looking down, not even noticing the scene change for you. As you pick up these bones, those dilapidated buildings that were once here shift without your knowledge, without your awareness, into rocks and crags, into space, like an open space of vastness that you do not notice until you pick up that last bone and you look around a similarly dark sky, looking forward towards one singular home. And you look behind you, and there is a huge chasm that is just as gray here as it was in Hereticus.
Is there any way to cross?
Not that you can see. The chasm extends, I'll say, like the rip of the chasm extends endlessly in both directions. You look to see what lies beyond this house. It is just an endless space, almost a void as you look kind of deep past it. Somehow this is the only thing that exists for miles. This house and this gorge.
I will maybe set down my bones against the house.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not so polite to just bring a bunch of toys that maybe not everyone will want to play with. And I will knock.
Yeah. As you knock, you kind of look, I think you see a singular light through a window, like the one window closest to the door.
Oh.
It turns on. And you hear, well, actually, you don't hear any footsteps. The door opens. You see an elder individual, very old. It seems that they are wearing very worn out clothes, and they're shorter than you. And they have, a cane. Hello?
Hello.
They seem shocked, bewildered, as if words are about to fall out of their mouth, but don't. And then they kind of extend a hand to like touch you, to see, kind of looking at you to see if you're real. Oh, you are. You're a person.
Yes. Is everybody dead?
Not. No. They just all left.
Oh. For good reason? Bad reason?
Well, if I can tell you more if you come in,
Yes.
yeah. And kind of with this shock, this they don't believe that you are here. They close the door. You walk inside this home. It seems to be nice in here. Like there's well-maintained lights. There's rugs, there's carpet, but everything seems to be misplaced. Like it doesn't belong here, almost as if it's been kind of like a scrap yard of nice things. And there's two chairs, and this individual just sits in one and gestures for you to sit in the other.
I do so.
Yeah, of course. As you sit down, you kind of see them like wipe a tear from their eye. Sorry, I just didn't think I resigned myself to never see anyone again. That who are you?
My name is Moo.
Oh, I'm Jaren.
Jaren. Very nice to meet you.
It is. Oh, thank the gods. It's wonderful to meet you.
Thank the gods indeed.
Thank the gods. And you see, I think they get up, just kind of like walking over to maybe like their kitchen, kind of grabbing some water, like 2 cups, walking back over to you, placing one on the table, holding one themselves. They don't drink it though. How did you make it out here?
I walked. I shared an apple with some friends, and then my bones turned into dust, and then I joined into this body.
Okay. Yeah, no. You walked. You walk in, you walk out. Okay. Do you have a way to leave?
Probably.
Wonderful. Can I come with you?
Sure.
Okay. I'll grab my stuff. And this individual kind of gets up from their chair very excitedly, and kind of like walks over to like goes into their kitchen, grabs opens.
Jaren,
Yeah.
what about your home?
Oh, I don't need this if I'm leaving. If I'm finally leaving, fuck this house. I mean, it's the last one. It's made up of all the stuff that everyone else couldn't take.
Before we go,
You see them kind of reaching into like their pantry, kind of picking up food, kind of like they have bread in their mouth. They look at you. Okay. Yeah.
tell me the story of this town. What is your story, Jaren?
Oh, okay. And Jaren kind of puts the stuff on like a table, kind of like getting ready, like noticing, well, it's kind of long. You want me to tell you now, like before we leave?
We can walk and leave, but I also wonder, there is a great chasm just beyond where presumably we would have to leave.
There's a long silence as you mention the chasm. So, do you have to? So we'd still need to walk the chasm. You're saying?
Well, I need to learn something, I think.
Jaren looks confused. Okay, but I'm assuming you got here without walking the chasm.
Mm-hmm.
And we can leave without walking the chasm, right?
Jaren, please tell me about the chasm.
Well, it's a big fuck all chasm. It's right there. It has a bunch of fucking.
Live here, and you are saying such things as the things in your home or what is left of the things that they would not take. You are the only person that seems to be living in this town of Hereticus.
What the fuck's that? No, it's the town by the chasm. Well, it's a house by the chasm. Nobody fucking lives here anymore.
Anymore, you say?
They all left.
Why?
Because you can't live next to a chasm for longer than a few years. You can't live. There's so much shit down there. It's impossible to cross.
Where did they leave then?
Another long pause. And the
Did you
words,
kill them, Jaren?
No, what? No. They left because they needed to. They needed to go anywhere but here. They were bold. They crossed it despite the dangers.
Are you afraid of the chasm?
Why wouldn't I be? Any person in their right mind would be afraid of the chasm. We know the stories. We know what's down there. We know nobody makes it. And the very fact that we live here is because our ancestors just happened to stop here when they were crossing it the first time. Yeah, of course I'm afraid of the chasm.
What is down there?
They say monsters,
Oh.
depths beyond perception. They say it's a place where not even the gods can touch.
Oh. Jaren, then we must not walk past or above or perhaps even through the chasm. We must go in within.
Jared looks, well, a lot of emotions across his face. Maybe some that you can read, maybe others. But the one that you can clock, no check needed. Such an intense fear crosses that, like, flashes through their eyes. No, you can go. You can go.
No. You will now come with me.
Fear turns into no, more fear. Jared takes a step back. No, I'm not.
You say there are monsters and things that even the gods won't touch. Surely that must mean something. A chance, a dream, a wish. Lives there for a new opportunity, a new beginning, a new opportunity for you, Jaren, to cross, to be something beyond this person that lives in the only home, the only person alive left behind near this chasm. You are not curious?
Roll persuasion.
Happily. Oh, Jesus. Oh, natural 20. That's 26.
Jaren hesitates.
You are not curious?
I have always been curious. A look, and then we can leave.
Yes.
So I just have to I just have to. So how okay, so I have to go in, like, what are we doing here?
Embrace me.
What the fuck does that mean? You want a hug?
Hold me in your arms.
Jaren walks over. Jaren's like, I'll say like 60, like maybe mid-50s. He kind of like puts one arm over, like very confusedly, puts one arm over, puts another, and like pulls you into a hug. Like
And
this.
then I would like to rage. And my form shall change. We will say, so I specifically got my bestial soul, my path of the beast thing, is that my natural weapons, not only do they count as magical, but I also have a climbing speed equal to my walking speed. I can climb difficult surfaces, including upside down on ceilings, without needing to make an ability check. So I would like to form of the beast, induce claws, and just like all of a sudden, like within the arms of Jaren, fucking like muscle veins pop and like the blood shifts violently in my arms and through my hands, and just giant clawed hands just lift Jaren up like a princess. And I, whatever he has on him is, we're not going to go back for anything necessarily. Moo will sort of bust open the door to this house that he has said he's so readily excited to leave, and I'm going to start running, and we're going to jump into the chasm.
Yeah, as you do this, let me just roll something real quick. Yeah, that's fair. That makes
this
sense.
Is unhinged.
Yeah, that makes sense, Jaren. That makes sense. Yeah, Jaren rolled a 4. Jaren's not getting out of this. You do this, and I think it is a multiple stages of scenes, like flashes of Jaren looking at you, like hugging you, hearing you, because you hear it before you see it, hearing the noises of your body changing, looks up, is about to scream, and then you pick Jaren up like a princess, bust through the door, and all you hear is like screaming for terrified noises as you jump into the chasm. And we're going to cut from you to the next person. We are going to cut to Euphoria.
I could feel it.
Euphoria. What pulls you toward this walkway?
Their heart, literally. I think it jumps out of their grasp and starts to skitter down whatever path it is.
Mm-hmm.
And Euphoria goes, "Oh, wait, hold on, wait. And they bring the book from off of their hip in like the book holster that it is, their journal, and they go, "Is this the right way?"
Yeah, and you hear it in your mind. Yes, I think so.
Okay, I need to go get that. 1 second, be right back.
Yeah. Yes, Austin.
That's just Mene waving. Sorry.
Oh yeah, Mene, you hear, as you know, you've seen not very many times, Euphoria sprinting, heart jumps out of her hand, sprinting forward, talks to the book. The book says nothing, and then gone. Euphoria, as you walk through the current desolate city of Hereticus, down this path, you notice, considering I think you're watching, you're looking, the change. It is quick, it is sudden, it is like falling in love. You notice the change from the city to the garden.
The garden.
You notice a beautiful garden. Under a beautiful pink tree is a singular individual wearing like a long flowing sundress, kind of picking at a petaled flower and tossing it on the ground. It is the sun. It feels like the sun is shining here, though. When you look up, you see that those same gray clouds. It's kind of like a weird color gradient. Like the
Mm.
sky looks pink and beautiful, but if you look hard enough, if you look past it, you see that same dark color of Hereticus clouds,
Like a filter.
like a filter. And this person doesn't seem to notice you.
Euphoria wobbles a little bit, like a deer caught in
Yeah.
the headlights. As I think their heart goes, sprinting forward toward whoever this person is. Psst, come back here. You don't
Like
often disobey.
as you kind of are saying that, like I think the person who's picking the flower, I think actually the person who's picking the flowers still doesn't react. You're kind of like whispering to your heart, and they're just like, like singing. Mhm.
Euphoria is a naturally curious creature, and I think even more so as a prey animal, that instinct kind of coming in to slither forward almost, and almost behind this person's shoulder to look over at exactly what they're doing, to peer down into the flower.
Yeah, it is a very normal flower, like almost as common as, well, CJ doesn't plant flowers, so I don't actually know how common roses are, but it is basically, it's like a rose, just kind of taking every part off. Today is the day. Today is the day. Today is the day. Just kind of like saying that repeatedly.
Are you getting married?
No,
Oh, well then what's today?
today is the day that they answer my prayers and I be reunited with my love.
Oh, a love story. I love those. Tell me about it.
Well, as they turn fully, you see this individual. They are I'll say like a red tiefling, um, maybe with kind of like broken horns, kind of going upwards. Well, me and my love are separated, and it's been a couple years since I've seen them, but I know that today's the day that my prayers will be answered, and I'll find a way to get there.
Oh, why haven't you walked?
Well, I don't actually know where my love is.
Euphoria leans back a little bit. You've lost them?
Yes, um, they were drafted on a trip. Uh, One for work. We stayed in contact, and then, but I haven't heard from them in a while.
I see. And so today you're going to go find them.
No, that would be suicide.
Why?
Well, I don't know where they are, and they told me to stay here, and they won't want me to, be get involved, cross the forest.
That doesn't sound exactly right.
Well, why not?
Well, You said that you want to see them, right?
Yes.
So, well, why are they in charge? If they're not answering your calls, if they haven't written you back, well, where are they? Will they will you stay in this beautiful little garden until they finally do? What if they don't?
Well, they, well, that would never happen. My love would never lie to me. They told me that they would be back.
Well, it's not always up to them to decide if they're lying or not. There are many things in the woods. You'd be surprised by what I saw just a few minutes ago. It's nothing like this place. And besides, love is an action. You can't just sit here waiting for it to happen.
Well, I haven't been doing nothing.
You've been killing flowers every day and every night.
No, no, this is CJ's forgetting words. I pick these for the altar.
The altar. Can I see?
Yes, yes, yes. And you see there was a basket beside them, and they pick all of these, the pointed piece, the petals, putting them inside of a basket, and they grab your hand. Come with me, as they hold the basket in one arm and like hold your hand in the other. You see them run through the beautiful garden, past the rose bushes that have been planted. Seems one's growing a little bit more every day. You almost kind of run past them like oh god, like a gradient.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Into a what is that thing? What is that like? Into a shed. There we go. Into a shed. A beautiful shed. Your feet touch the ground. Of like a nice soft rug. You see like murals painted. It would seem that like she wasn't kidding. Like everything here seems to be intricate and beautiful and hard work, like worked on to the finest detail. And then you see like one large heart, like a heart shaped like tub, not tub, like a not actually a
Like a
bird bath.
basin?
Yeah, like there we go. That's actually the word I'm looking for.
I'm with you right now. I'm
Like a
stealing the
heart
words out of
shaped,
your
yeah,
brain.
heart shaped basin that they go in front of, and they pour these like the petals in, and they light a match, doing a ritual that you know all too familiar. And they drop the flame into the tub, and they begin to pray.
Oh. Oh, I see. You're one of mine. Oh. Oh, dear. I tried to make you self-sustaining. Can't you see that?
Seems she doesn't hear you as she is praying.
Euphoria paces a bit behind her, like back and forth across the shed. Mm, please, I did all my best for all of them. I can't fix every problem. Not everyone in the whole world. Every love story. Sometimes they end in tragedy, sometimes they don't. It's what the decisions they make, isn't it? Isn't it supposed to be? And they lean down beside her. If you
Yeah.
want love, you must go out and grasp it.
Kind of as you say that, they kind of come out of this all-consuming prayer. It would seem that they are devout in a way. When they tent their hands, it is perfectly neat. When they pray, they cannot hear anything other than the scriptures rolling off of their lips. There is even a sort of magic in the air when this person prays. Roll me a religion check.
Delicious. I'm going to eat my dice. Ooh. Unnatural 20.
That is sufficient. As you kind of like take all of this in, kind of speaking to them, it fucking hits you like a truck. There
What?
is so much You felt it before. People pray to you all the time. When you were more inclined to your duties, you get it all the time. You do a blessing here, you answer a prayer there, you send a bird down and it does a few things and people interpret it as such. There's a feeling that you get when someone prays to you, kind of like a feeling somewhere in your body, like a tug, like a child tugging on the shirt, like the pant leg of their parent. It's soft. But this person's, the feeling that you, now that you're so close to them, now that you're taking it in, the feeling that you get to them, it is like someone grabbed, it is not a child tugging on a shirt, like it is a monster grabbing you by your leg, pulling you down below. It is desperation. It is powerful. This person, without a shadow of a doubt, you know that this person has prayed every single day for years and years and years and years, every single day. And you've never felt it like this before. No one has ever prayed to you like this. How did you miss this? Who is this?
It's so overwhelming, I think, for Euphoria as that emotion kicks through them, like kicks through their body immediately, like in a rush of endorphins, a rush of fear, a rush of every single emotion that exists in the human body that makes up the very complex weave of what love is. And without meaning to, gonna shoot off a third level dispel magic. As the prayer like hits them, it just everything shoots up, and there's a moment where they just are bones again, where like all of the body comes off of them and then it like comes back onto them.
Yeah. Uh Tell me, what is that? What happens when you kind of dispel magic? I'll say something happens, considering, well, this is something of a follower of yours, and you are something of the god of love.
Well, I think it feels like it's almost as though like if the prayer were being lifted upward into the sky, right? Like as a beacon, as a candle, as some kind of messenger, as a bird or something. It almost feels like it drops back into her body like a leaded stone.
Yeah.
Like it comes
Oh,
back and hits
man.
her twice as hard.
Yeah, she like drops to the ground. She was praying. You jumping up, kind of doing all of this didn't affect her. She was finishing up. She was still coming out of that. When that hits her, I think she was like getting up. She drops to the ground, like sweat drops on the foot. What? What? Looking at you as if you are an omen.
And Euphoria, like now with that odd power racing through them, the weight of that prayer, I think they like get over her, right? And like push her back down onto the floor. You, if you want so dearly and desperately, this will do nothing for you. I cannot save you like this. I cannot. I wish I could. But it's not up to you anymore. There was nothing we could do if everything other than ourselves was based on love that something else could give us. If you want it, you must go and take it. Do you understand? You must make it for yourself if no one else will give it to you. I cannot. Dear beloved child, I wish I could. Maybe once upon a time I would have, but I couldn't live like that either, and neither can you. Do you understand?
She lays on her back, looking at you, still bewildered from a rejected prayer. Why? Is it not enough? Is it not enough to pray? Is it not enough to be devout? I can't leave this forest. You expect me to go out and do this thing? Don't you think I've tried? Don't you think I've done it? Don't you think I know that he's gone? If I would leave, I could. Do you think that I would be sitting here praying every day to a God that doesn't answer me because I can leave?
I
So I will do what I can. And they kind of like crawl out from under you, walk back over to the basin, and pray. And we will cut to Mene.
Hi, it's me. Oh my goodness. As the other two, I think it seems like sort of skidded off without really saying bye.
Yeah.
Mane just kind of looks at Elva. Well, I'm glad those two haven't lost any pep in their step with the change.
Yeah.
I know you don't like being apart. And I'm not saying I like it either, but sometimes there are things you have to do for the self. And I like pick your chin up to look at me. As much as I adore being yours and you being mine, you have to take care of yourself too.
She resists the urge to stamp her foot and go, I don't want to. And just stands there. She doesn't say that.
Mene just like smirks. I think like telling you like you resisted this urge. Nice job. And then if you allow, we'll give Elva a kiss. That's a little slutty because the other two went off already. And she's like, well, she like lets go of the embrace. I'll see you on the other side, love.
And she'll watch her leave.
Yeah. What pulls you down this pathway, Mene?
At least what I notice looking on the path, between the mist and whatever magic is illuminating this place and the ruins down the road, when you look at it from my heightened angle, it looks like a perfect circle of a white flat disc.
Yeah.
And as I walk, again, like these eyes were good enough. I still have some ability to see in the dark, but just to help, I cast dancing lights, and these 4 white glowing orbs appear around my head.
Yeah. And you walk down. You find yourself on a battlefield. Swords clashing, arrows flying, fire. I don't have a word for fire blowing up. Explosions happening.
Fire, Michael Baying.
Yeah, literally.
Blazing?
Michael Bay scene. Yeah, blazing. Water floating. Like this is a magical battlefield. This is a war. And you find yourself kind of like things clashing. I think you find yourself on the edge of it all. You find yourself where the bodies lay, where the fighting is not happening, where the people are dying. And I think as you're walking through this all, you find one individual that catches your eye, spear in the gut, just bleeding out. You're the only person in this area that is, well, alive.
They're conscious?
Yeah, they seem to be looking at you. Their eyes seem to be locked on as you entered forward. their eyes like locked upon you, almost not necessarily expectantly, but like purposefully, I should say.
I kneel down. Well, did you get the other guy?
Yeah.
Well
Oh,
done.
fuck. Yeah, I did.
Um, would you like some help with this? Or
I, yeah, I would love some help.
okay. Well, here, and I take out my broken sword,
Yeah.
and put the handle in the mouth bite on that.
Okay.
And I yank the spear out.
Yeah. Just, and I'm no medicalist, but I think that's bad. And the
It is.
blood, yeah. Okay, cool. The blood begins pouring out. Ugh.
Uh,
Yeah.
you'll be okay. And I put my hand over the wound, and I will pump in some of my lay in hands pool.
Yeah. Just curious how much. Yeah.
I'll do 15. That's half.
Yeah.
That seems fair.
Yeah, that's fair. That's good. As you do that, the wound begins to shut. They keep biting on the sword. They look down at you. That you see like relief kind of well over their body. Um. Oh. Fuck. Thanks.
Yeah. Glad to be of help. Where? This will sound silly. Where do you think we are?
And they kind of look towards the fighting that's happening. Well, we are in the height of conflict for our to stop some invaders.
Who do you serve or worship? Why are you fighting?
I worship. I don't worship anyone here.
Right, of course. Do you have a name?
Yes, it's Cayman.
Pleasure to meet you, Cayman. I'm Mene.
And he's still laying down. He kind of places a hand out,
Yeah.
shakes yours.
I sit next to him. So you've been a fighter your whole life?
Yeah. And as you kind of look at Cayman, you see like there are many more wounds than the one that you healed, like lots of broken bones. Like Cayman's not getting up from here, but he's not dying.
Yeah. That's more or less Mene is like I probably can't. I can make sure like if your side wins, someone can come get you.
Yeah, no, legitimately. Yeah, I've been fighting my whole life. Fighting against tyranny and all that, making sure folks don't colonize, the whole 9 yards.
Yes, it's rightful violence. Yes. Why do you do it?
What do you mean?
Why you fight? Why not make something for your people? Or you could be an artist, you could be a baker, people need food. There are many ways to give back. Why do you give your body?
Well, there's people to protect.
Yes? Surely there are other ways to do it.
No, we have to fight. It is the duty of us, the strong. And you can tell this is like maybe like not scripture, but like
Oath or something.
Yeah. And they kind of put a hand over their heart. It is the duty of the strong to battle for the rights of the weak.
Yes. I've heard that one before. You sure don't worship anyone here?
No, we don't. That's kind of like our whole thing, pick up weapons in our hands, no gods, only men, no kings, only freedom.
Yes. Cayman, was it?
Yes.
What would you say if I told you I was a god?
Cool.
What would you say? I am in a bit of a quest, an odyssey, a journey. Somewhere along the way, I think I lost sight of why I do what I do, and it's interesting hearing you say why you do what you do, because it sounds a bit reckless at times. I mean, you were dying until I came along. You weren't going to be protecting anyone else ever again.
You say that, and there is a pause, like the most awkward dinner of your life. It is palpable that what you said, as if what you said is exactly what they were thinking. Okay, you're a god.
Well, and I lean back on my haunches. Former.
So you heard my prayer.
Interesting. I sit up. I did not.
Well, you're here.
Yes, what did you pray for?
To live.
Just to anyone, like no one in particular.
And they kind of bite their lip and kind of like holding on to something. Yeah, don't tell anyone.
You have my word. I'm not sure anyone here would believe me.
Yeah,
Frankly.
and like he looks again, kind of just like people being skewered. The battle is just as intense as it was like when Cayman got stabbed.
Is your side winning?
Squint's eyes, I think.
I would just feel awful if you just stayed here and died.
So like, do gods answer all prayers? Like, is that what's supposed to happen? Like, was that fucking easy? Like,
no, it's usually actually quite hard to reach us.
Oh, what the fuck are you doing here?
I was cast out from divinity.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's not true. I kicked myself out, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
everyone else was cast out.
All right, it's kind of a lone wolf type. Like,
not by choice. I think I sort of accidentally did that to myself over the last few millennia.
Okay, well, oh, you mean like the lone wolf thing?
Yes.
Oh, okay. No, I thought you were okay. Yeah. No, I'm with you. I got you.
Anyway, over this time, I've realized that perhaps I tried to do a bit too much on my own. And while a spear through the gut wouldn't kill me, you get the metaphor I'm going with here.
Heyman like thinks. Sure. Yeah. Metaphorical spear to the gut.
Yes. It is very difficult to do things on the own. Cayman, while you're out here with your fellow soldiers, it seems that all of you feel this is the only way you can protect people, is with your body, until one day you lose, and I point at someone getting like fucking Mortal Kombated.
Yeah.
And then that happens, and then you protect no one ever again. Well, unless one of us, makes you an immortal soul or a champion to fight for us in our stead or something like that. But that's like once every 2,000 years.
Oh, okay. Kind of like a term kind of thing.
Yeah, it's more of just like, sounds really shitty when we get bored.
Oh, okay. So is that what you're here for? Like, is it my turn to be like lone wolves sticking together kind of thing?
Oh, I can't trust enough, Kim, and I'm completely mortal right now. I'm not sure how I got to you.
Oh. I'll be real with you. This is really confused. It's really confusing.
I'm been perplexed ever since I came to this place that you all call home.
Well, this is the battlefield. This isn't. Well, no, I guess it could be kind of like home.
You see how
Yeah, all
messed
right.
up that is to say out loud.
I mean, I guess it's.
We don't have to do this, Cayman. There are many ways to protect people. We don't have to just fight.
Well, isn't that what? Didn't you say that's what you do?
Yes, and I'm saying it's kind of fucked up.
Okay, well, what the fuck are we supposed to do?
Teach others how to defend themselves. You can find other ways to communicate with these. Jesus Christ, is that guy on fire? Communicate with these other people besides with your fists and reach other agreements. There are many ways to defend, but. And I look at my broken sword. I've really only ever done it one way.
Are you? So you're gonna do all those things too?
I'll try. I mean, I met some of my followers and they were quite well spoken people, which makes sense, but it's something I never considered bolstering in
All
others.
those nerds, yeah.
Yes, moon goddess.
Kind of looks up at the sky. All right, yeah, that's still weird, but all right, cool. Moon goddess came to save my life.
Cayman,
all
which
right.
direction is your home?
And he like points back, basically the direction you walked, so like south, basically. We live down there. It's about a day's walk.
How fast with a mount?
Quicker than a walk.
Well, you are quite hurt, so I think we're going to need something quicker than a walk. I'm not sure if this will, how much of the old magic still flows through me, but, and I just lift my hand to the sky.
Yeah.
And this like bright brilliant light comes down, and I cast Flying Steed.
Yeah, 100%. And God, what kind of steeds can? I'll say, for the sake of like fun and ease, and you're who you are, I say like a moon-colored like teenage Pegasus comes down.
And I pet its mane. Alabaster,
Yeah.
good to see you again.
Mm-hmm.
Cayman, this is Alabaster. Alabaster, this is Cayman. We are going to take Cayman down to his home.
Yeah. Just Alabaster. I think Alabaster picks Cayman up and tosses Cayman on its back.
I like get some rope and like tie Cayman down.
Yeah, Cayman is like letting it happen, but is very confused.
Cayman, I'm going to get you home. Or try. I may, if I turn into a cloud of mist, I apologize, but Alabaster should still be here to get you home.
Okay. Yeah, let's go. Hi ho, Alabaster. Just rolling with the punches.
And I go towards where Cayman pointed to try and get them some medical
100%.
attention.
Yeah, you go into the distance, and we are going to cut to Elva, who is all alone again.
Her favorite. So I think that Elva watches Mene kind of disappear down the path, and before Elva became the Earth, before she was the Earth goddess, and she and her brother were, remember I was saying we were like mud. The two of us were one. I think there was a voice that Elva would hear, and then as they started to separate, she learned that was Mars' voice. And I think what she hears is, so she's standing and she's about to walk down a path that's near the one that Mene walked down. And I think she hears a whisper of that voice saying, "No, sister, here." And she turns and she's looking for Mar and doesn't see him, but chooses a different path and goes down that one.
Yeah. And as you walk down your path, you kind of like walking away from those sounds, you have something very or your path turns into something very ordinary, something very, I think it would be unexpected because of the state of Hereticus. You find yourself walking down, down, down. The scene changes, like blending into the scene. Those dilapidated buildings become something of fresher, newer buildings. Those carts become like they lack those holes that they had. People kind of selling their wares, people like smiling. The sun is almost shining with a mixture of those clouds kind of like covering it, but it's brighter than it was until you find yourself kind of like walking right up to a singular door. And it has Alan, like on the nameplate.
And I don't recognize this name.
No.
She'll knock on the door.
There is, and I do not exaggerate, no answer.
What color is the door?
I'd say like a nice oak like color.
Okay. She's going to take a lap around the building.
Yeah, easy. You take a lap around the building. Are you like looking basically for like a window or something?
Yeah,
or
I'm
like
looking to see. I'm trying to see if there's signs of anybody.
Yeah. Roll perception.
Ooh, 24.
Yeah, you walk back around to the back, kind of like maybe you find like a little like a gate or something. You easily can go into it. You see there's a door open, like in the back. Like the back door is open, kind of cracked in a way, almost as if someone forgot to close it.
So she doesn't really understand social norms. Like she didn't really pay much attention to mortal life at all before she was struck down. And so she kind of just walks in the back door.
Yeah. Do you close it? Like just in, close, out, or do you leave it kind of cracked?
She leaves it open.
Yeah, that's fair. As you walk in, you find yourself you couldn't see into this place because it seems like the windows were not boarded up, but like purposefully obscuring. You can't see inside. As you see like dark blackout type curtains in the inside, you see like light, like magical lights, like illuminating this place into what I can only describe as the sickest bachelor pad ever. Like something that a man would just like like a 20-something-year-old man would just relish. Like you see paintings of women, paintings of hot men, like just like food kind of littered everywhere. You also see like gold just piling in like another corner. You see big maps of like this city that you can presume that you're in, with like X's marked out. And you see like in big letters written big heist just kind of like encircled in it. Just like a lot of things on here. And like maybe some other like artifacts in another corner, like a skull, like a crystal skull.
She looks at the thing that says big heist and says to herself, but out loud, well, that's a little obvious.
Yeah, it is. Go good.
Do I hear anybody in the house?
I think like no, like not for a while. Like you're kind of just alone here for a while. You get the vibe that in like that magic way, this is definitely where you're supposed to be, but no one's here. Like there's not a singular person around. Maybe there's like a radio playing in another room. You kind of look around, there's a couple of beds. It would seem like this individual owns like the equivalent of like the floor that they live on.
I think she finds a comfortable chair and just sits and waits.
Yeah. as you're sitting and waiting, maybe you fall asleep. It's a nice chair. Like maybe you fall asleep. You're mortal now, actually.
Yeah.
I think like
She's never
that
been bored
feeling.
before.
Yeah, 100%. That feeling of boredom sets in. You're laying there, maybe you pick up a book and it's like 11 ways on how to like find the hottest person of your life, like how to find the love of your life in there or
She's
something.
like, she tosses that one and gets a different
Tosses
one.
it.
She's like,
Yeah,
done
picks up a
that.
different one. And it says how to pick locks
Ooh,
is like the
okay.
next one for like
She
picking locks for dummies.
she reads that one.
Yeah, you read it. A lot of time goes by, and I think you like find yourself like crashed reading this book, until what wakes you up because you have a high perception.
Yeah.
You feel those footsteps hitting the ground, like almost coming from the window behind you. You hear it opens, and I think that kind of is what wakes you up, coming through the window. And then maybe you like get up and turn around, and you see like a person kind of with long hair, kind of tied back in a ponytail, kind of taking off like a mask, wearing like honestly like a pretty nice like not flashy but like decent like like a trench coat, some gloves, a big sack on their shoulder. Got it, like closes the window, and like walks over. They don't seem to notice you as you're sitting on the chair. It's dark in here as well.
Yeah.
Like maybe there's one bit of moonlight coming in from the window that they came in. uh yeah, it's good. Like throws the bag onto a bed, walks into a bathroom, like walks past you, like goes into the bathroom. You hear a light turn on, just whistling, absolutely minding their business.
I think what she does when she notices this person is not paying any attention to her, is she waits until they're coming back out of the bathroom, and she just kind of like casts moonbeam on herself like a spotlight and goes, "You realize that your back door is wide open."
Oh, like they're in a towel, like towel wrapped on their hip, like screams, jumps back, like fucking pulls something, like slams something on the wall, throws a dagger, it flies right past you. Whoa! Wait, you see my back door is open?
Yes, that's how I came in.
Are you the police?
What's a police?
Oh. Oh, I see what this is. And they begin to like almost as if they had a collared shirt on. You want a piece of the Allen?
Are you the Alan?
Yeah.
Then absolutely not.
Oh. Why are you in my house?
I don't know.
And there was just like a very confused and uncomfortable silence, as this man wrapped in a towel sits in front of you, and you sit on his very comfortable chair.
Would you go put some more clothes on?
Sure. And they like just they leave for a few minutes, go into another room, put some clothes on, they come back, with like
She follows. Like when he goes
yeah,
to make
it's
sure
like,
he's going to pick something acceptable to her.
he's like okay, and you like see him, like he goes in, he closes the door very quickly, like so he can change.
She just opens it, walks in. That's what
You
you're
see him,
picking
like,
to wear?
No, literally, you see him like putting on like pajama pants,
No.
no shirt.
No. Absolutely not. And she's
What are
going to
you,
go to
my
his
fucking
closet
mom?
and start going through the closet to pick something else.
Yeah, everything in here is either tacky, flashy, or like kind of just not a vibe that you would ever wear.
She just turns back around. What's wrong with you?
What are you doing? You're in my house. What do you mean? What's wrong with me? What are you doing here? What do you want? If you're not police and you don't want to have sex with me, what do you want?
Ugh.
There's only two options here, baby. What is your name?
She looks at them a little bit longer.
He like covers himself a little bit.
You're you're a
Yes.
very bad thief.
I'm actually a great thief. I'm the world's
No,
greatest
you might be
thief.
good at getting things, but you put your name on the building.
Yeah, because like other than being a thief, I'm normal. I need to get my mail. Are you a thief?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Um, well, no one ever comes around here unless it's for those two things. So,
Ah, so you get robbed a lot.
no. Well, they try. Actually, how did you get back? You know what? What do you need? You've like offended. You've come in here. You say you talking about my clothes. What's up? Who are you?
My name is Elva.
All right. As you know, my name is Alan.
Mm-hmm.
Next question. What do you want?
I
I'm like
want
busy.
to figure out what this trial is about so I can leave and be reunited with my wife, who would kill you if she had heard some of the things you've said to me.
Well, who's gonna kill you? You've been saying similar things to me. Why do you?
I did
Why do
not
you?
imply that I was here to have sex with you.
Why is that a wild ass? You're in my house. Why is that? Not... You know what?
She like points at herself and then like does gestures
You
at
got
him.
gestures at him. He's not ugly. He's just tacky.
Yeah.
To be fair, he's like.
But
You
Elva's
kind of
beautiful
measure-
and not tacky.
Of
So
course, like in comparison to Alva, he's a solid 6. In comparison to Alva, who was the literal god, a 6. Though, like you kind of gesture to this individual. He seems to like take care of himself very well. Kind of like he's not wearing a shirt that because he seems to take care of himself and know his attractiveness, but also like was going to flaunt that as much as possible now that there's like an attractive person inside here. Like 8-pack, like lots of traps, like nice haircut. He seems to get a haircut as regularly as possible. Well maintained beard. I'd say like 5'11", and he's like, I have never had a problem getting laid in my life. I don't need this. I don't need your critiquing. I don't need anyone, actually.
so you have sex with yourself.
I don't need anyone other than the people that I have sex with. Is that what you want to hear?
She kind of like smiles. Okay. So apparently one or both of us needs help in some way. What other than someone to have sex with you, what is it that you need?
Literally nothing. I have everything that I could ever want. I have my money. I have my looks. I have my skills. And he just like he goes on just keeps going on. I literally.
What
don't
about family, love?
No, I don't need that.
Everybody needs that.
Yeah, Miss has a wife that would kill me. Of course she would think that.
She would.
Everyone
kill
always
you.
thinks that.
She'd do a good job of it.
Oh yeah,
And she'd look
cool,
so
I'm
hot while
glad.
doing it.
Where
It'd
is she
be great.
now? Where is she now?
Dealing with her own trial.
Yeah, the trial, this trial, that. I'm alone and you're alone. So guess,
I think that she's gonna when he like says like where's your wife, she's like turned and now she looks very angry. Like she went from like mildly amused to like now she's fully irritated. And I'm gonna cast Barkskin. But for her, because she's still not concerned about plants. So for her, it's more like her skin goes from this like white marble tone. Now it's kind of cracked and it's more of like a gray rock surface.
Yeah, 100%.
Because she's preparing to choke this guy out now.
Yeah, feel free to roll the choke.
No, she's not gonna do it yet. But
Yeah.
she's just unamused.
Yeah, he notices that. He clocks that. No, not amused. Don't like that your wife's gone. Don't like. because you come into my house pointing out my flaws, saying that I need to hear a whole bunch of other things. When, from where I'm standing, you are in the exact same position as me, alone in my house, throwing insults. What, are you going to attack me? Are you going to hit me, stone woman?
Nah. I'd rather not touch you. All right. So she's going to walk out of his room.
Yeah.
And start going through his things to see if there's some clue.
Yeah.
And then she
100%.
takes out her book
Mm.
and opens it.
Yeah. What are you looking for when you look in your book?
Something that explains why the fuck she's here.
Yeah. I want you to roll a religion check.
21.
21. Yes. I think the general vibe of this place has been like written down here, like where you are, what you're supposed to do. It says Hereticus. It has literally everything that I've said, like, oh, it's, the dilapidated city of souls, that curse the very notion of gods. And I think it kind of like dot dot dot, and then it just says Alan equal Elva.
She turns back around and looks at him. She's trying to figure out what they have in common.
He is trying to figure out why you're going through his stuff. Can I help you, Elva?
I'm trying to figure out why this says we're equal.
Well, I'm taller than you, so we're not.
And I'm more beautiful than you are, so obviously we're not.
You see, that's kind of question. You know what? That's
Is
fine.
it?
Whatever.
Is it though?
Well, you're like, you got a whole thing going on. I've got a whole different thing going on. It's like comparing apples to oranges. I'm sure other people like apples. I like oranges.
You're the strangest person I've ever met.
And you're mean and pretty.
Yes.
I don't think you're supposed to. Okay. Alan kind of puts on like a neutral shirt, just like a t-shirt, changes pants, maybe like some sweatpants, walks into his kitchen. You kind of hear like a stove turn on, begins kind of like making himself some food. I don't know why you're here, and it's actually kind of weird that I'm letting you stay in my house, but I'm gonna let that slide. I don't know what you're going on about. If we're alike, then I don't know, you're a cool loner type that never doesn't need anyone.
Well, that's not true.
Yeah. Okay, you have a wife.
Yes.
Anyone else?
Well, there's Rhea and Moo. I just spent a good decade playing tea parties with those two.
Okay. You ever okay, and you see Alan thinks for a minute?
Do you know how to read?
Yes, I know how to read.
I don't.
Oh. Okay. Oh, are you trying to find similarities?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Were you a deity at one point?
No. Would you is there something that you want?
I want to have my powers back.
Okay.
So I can murder a specific person.
Oh, you murder.
Well, I haven't had to yet. Well, okay. So, on accident,
Okay.
I may have done a murder.
Okay.
I might have done a million murders.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I do I do a bunch of murders too. I do what I need to.
I don't do it because I need to.
Oh, well, why else would you murder?
It was an
That's
accident.
Nobody
So,
accidentally murders.
okay, so when I had my powers,
Uh-huh.
every time I would get angry,
Okay.
an earthquake would happen,
Uh-huh.
or a mudslide, or a volcano would erupt. And it would
Uh-huh.
get particularly bad if Mar and I were in a fight, because then
Yeah.
he would also cause monsoons that didn't need to happen and hurricanes. And the two of us
Oh,
together
okay. Yeah.
caused a lot of trouble.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Oh, I think I got it. You don't care about people. Neither do I.
I don't care about mortals. You are correct.
No, well, sure, whatever you want to call it. Like they're like, they're just things. They're just things in the way. They don't matter. Sometimes you got to murder a thing to get what you want. Sometimes you got to steal a couple things. Sometimes you got to steal from someone that doesn't have a lot from you just because you needed it more and you were hungry. Uh, like you I steal things. I'm like a thief. I'm a thief. I'm a murderer. I do all the thing 9 yards to get what I want.
Okay, but there's a difference there.
Like what?
Mortals were never in my way. I just didn't care about them.
Yeah, they are nothing but cheap playthings. People that don't serve you are just cheap playthings to get in the way. You break them if you don't need to. I get it. No, yeah.
It's not the same.
Why not? If you
Because
you just said that you cause literal natural, I kill people, but you just said you cause literal natural disasters.
right,
If you didn't want to cause
natural.
natural disasters, you just wouldn't you? If you didn't want to just kill people that you don't care about, you could just stop. But you don't, because you don't, like I said, like me, you don't give a fuck about people. And I respect that.
Well, in my defense, I didn't know
Yeah,
right away that
that's fair.
my
I
moods
don't,
caused that.
yeah, I didn't find out until later that the person I killed had a family of 5. Didn't stop me from doing what I did. Like you see they walk over to you, they like punch you on the shoulder kind of jovially, like you get it.
Elva, who
Uh,
does not know what that means, like takes it as an attack, and she punches him back as hard as she can.
fuck. Okay, damn, fine, fine. Yeah, do you want? I was gonna offer you. Okay, like he steps back. Damn, fuck it. God, God. Cool.
Was that not the appropriate response? You hit me.
No, it's like a friend thing. When you
I don't.
feel. Do you not have
We
friends?
don't do that. No, we my friends, we play like spin the bottle with a ship. We have tea parties with skeletons. We don't punch each other.
Those really your friends?
Yes. Well, they're more like family, truly.
All right. Cool, I guess.
I don't want to be like you.
I think you're already there, babe.
No,
No? All right, then why are you in my house?
because I needed to be faced with the damage I've done.
Yeah, okay. And you see, like, he finishes, like, he was making, like, quick pasta or something. You see, like, throws kind of like a cheese in there, kind of mixes it up really quickly, kind of grabs a bowl, pours it in there. Yeah, okay. Damage you've done. Grabs a fork, walks over to his chair that you were sitting in earlier, walks past you, walks to his chair, kicks his feet up. All right, well, fucking welcome to the damage you've done. Just like eating. And I'm your mortal face of doom or whatever, Miss
You would never be
Elva.
given that much power.
Yeah, well, I got a lot of power. And he twirls up the noodles, because I can do whatever I want, and nobody can stop me.
I mean, I could.
Yeah? What? You gonna smite me or something?
No, but Mene could.
Oh, was that your wife?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Well, let me know when the smiting comes. When you go back to being what? You said gods or something? You're clearly here because you weren't allowed to do that or some shit. I don't know.
I pissed
I
off
don't,
my younger sibling.
that sounds like it sucks. I've done that a few times. Just steal their, I don't know, fucking cut communication or something.
I'm sorry, the what?
What? Like communication? Like cut communication. Like,
Like never
no
talk to them
contact.
again.
Yeah, just don't talk to them again. Then
Well,
you don't have to
I'd
worry
have
about
to
them being
find him
pissed.
to actively not talk to him again.
Why would you find someone? You could just not talk to him again.
But he didn't do anything wrong.
So you did the wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, more reason not to talk to. Don't fucking face the consequences of your actions. That's literally, why would you do that? Isn't it fucking, we make, look, and he puts the ball down. We make mistakes all the time. People make mistakes all the time, constantly. And if there's one thing that I realized, it's if you didn't want it to happen, you would stop it from happening. If people didn't want me to steal their things, if the things that I steal were so precious, then why were you leaving it out in the open? If you don't want to hurt people, then you try really hard not to hurt people. And some of us can't do that.
Why?
Because it's like hard, like it's hard not to hurt people, and you have to try really, really, really hard to not hurt people, and you have, and it takes a lot of attention.
You're lazy.
And time. Well, aren't you lazy too?
I have not murdered anybody since being struck down.
Why do I get the feeling that hasn't been long?
Oh, well, it's been long enough.
Oh, long enough. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'm lazy. I'm lazy and I only care about myself, and I'm super lonely, and I don't know how to do any different, because it's easier to steal and do what I've been doing and
Yes.
live like this.
This
It's
makes
easier.
sense to me now.
It's easier. Okay. Yeah, why? Because it's easier for you to be mean and yell at people and make fun of their dress and kill mortals because you get upset and hurt people.
Yes.
It's welcome to the club.
To live and spend my time focused on my wife and get in fights with her sister and my brother and not care. It's more difficult, though, when your anger is not so effective.
I bet. I bet.
How long have you been like this?
All my life.
No.
What?
Weren't you a baby once? Babies can't steal.
I guess not.
So when did you start stealing?
When I needed to, you don't got a lot of money. You take a few things. You live in a city. People don't care about you all the time. You got to steal, and I'm surprisingly good at it. When did you start being mean?
Oh, unlike you, I was not a baby, so I was.
So actually, all your life.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm assuming that at some point you had a brother. You had to grow up, right? I'm assuming maybe you weren't always mean. No?
My brother was the sea.
Okay. And that makes you the earth?
Yes.
Okay, well, rocks grow and shit. They turn into bigger rocks. Maybe you were a smaller rock at some point.
I remember being mud.
Okay, mud. You were mud at some point.
Yes.
Mud doesn't sound like it was angry. Mud can't really be angry. I slipped on mud the other day. I don't blame the mud. If I was a baby and I wasn't stealing, then you were mud and you weren't always mean. Right?
Right.
Cool. So what now?
I can choose not to do a murder.
Okay. I'm not gonna stop murdering. What am I supposed to do?
I don't know.
So just
You get to be sad and live with your choices.
Uh-huh.
And I get to leave here and be with my wife.
Cool. Well, good luck. Change it, I guess.
Good luck, because I think my wife might come back and kill you.
That's you kind of suck. I hope you do change.
You kind of suck. Pretty sure you're going to get murdered.
Okay.
But it's not going to be by me. And she leaves.
Yeah. And as you leave, make a perception check.
$25.
As you leave, as you walk away from Alan, you realize that you were right. Alan died as he lived, alone. Stabbed in the heart by someone that he pissed off, saying one thing: "Gods, I wish I was a better person." And you feel that prayer hit you like a rock that falls on your head.
I think Elva, she tears up a little bit and then pulls it back and realizes she needs to find Mar.
And you leave Alan's, well, the house that used to be Alan's. And we're going to take a break.
What do you mean they've all been dead the whole time, CJ?
I feel like crying.
What do you mean they're all dead already, CJ? What do you mean? What do you mean they're already dead, CJ?
Anyway, hi everyone. We will be taking a break. And we'll be back in 10 or something. Some of us need to stop sweating. It's me. I need to stop sweating.
I am in misery.
Hi everyone, we're back to the second, kind of like this, the third, like 2/3, 1/3 of Perdition. We can get right into it. You leave out the door, Alva, having realized that Alan is just another forsaken soul who died praying. That they wished, they prayed, they wished, they wanted to be a better person, but they couldn't. Or, yeah. With that, as you exit and leave to go find Mar, we are going to cut back to Moo. You are jumping into the chasm. It is a dark, cavernous, dangerous pit. And you are falling. You are falling. You are falling for what seems like minutes. And Jaren is just screaming. Oh, God, why did you do this? What is wrong with you? Like screaming at the top of his lungs to a point where the wind is whistling and whipping, and you hit the ground. Perfectly fine. And he is shaking and sweating and crying and has thrown out a lot of liquids from his body that he probably would prefer not to have thrown out. What do you do as he is having a really bad time?
So I could go about this in one of two ways. We could comfort Jared, or we could perhaps continue on this streak of fear meeting fear, and I could scare the heavens out of Jaren. But I have so many more questions for him, so I think okay. How about this? And honestly, this is probably just Moo just thinking in her head.
Yeah,
I'm
assuming he's like, he's like trying to get off of you. You were either like, he drops on the ground, flops on the ground, actually.
See, it's not so bad.
What the fuck is wrong with you? And Jaren is a human man. Again, about late 50s, not super mobile, just small, sniveling man. No, I can't see in the dark.
What is your first instinct to do when you are in the dark? And you can't
what do you
see
mean, what's my first instinct to do? What kind of a fucking question is that?
Do you find some sort of light, or do you work your way through the darkness?
And he's like, you see him like instinctually kind of like grabbing at things, kind of like trying to figure out why are you asking me these stupid fucking questions? You've thrown me into a goddamn cavern, the last place that I didn't want to be in, the one place that I didn't want to cross, the one place that I couldn't cross. Jaren. What is wrong with you? What?
And I think her voice will like deepen and like sort of echo throughout the chasm. And if I can do an intimidation check to at the very least get him to like listen or like attempt to process what she's about to say.
Yeah.
Where are my freaking... Okay. Jesus. There's a 13 on the die, 19 total.
Yeah, he's gonna listen. He's paying attention.
Cool.
You can see him, he can't see you.
Right.
He like kind of breathes in to stop himself from hyperventilating a little bit, to like, because he's afraid. He is fully, the fear has kicked in. His attention is to the object of his fear. You have overridden his fear for but a moment.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever been lost before? In the dark, no direction, no light.
Yeah.
Answer with certainty.
Yeah, it's dark here. I don't get a lot of lights if my lights go out. It's dark down here. I'm literally doing that right now.
What would you like to do first then? Find light? Or feel your way through the darkness?
I guess I'll find light and feel around in the darkness. You kind of got to do both.
Okay. Find light, Jaren.
And he stands there. Just find light. You want me to walk around in the middle of this chasm and find light?
And you don't know what to do. And there is nothing in front of you to even try. Do you simply stand and do nothing? Do you waste away? Or do you try?
I guess I try. And he gets up and walks forward to what he can assume it takes a while. What he can assume to be a wall. And he just kind of uses the wall and walks away. And he keeps going until you can't see him anymore.
I would, in general, I am assuming my figure at this point might genuinely just be too terrifying to see once he finds light. So I want to kind of continue to be in his shadow. But I want to still be able to see the perimeter of him at the very least, like the gray sort of silhouette of his body. And is there anything I can do to help him find light or give him an advantage or something?
What would you like to try and do?
Moo doesn't know magic, so this is really funny. What I think I can do out of the surviving things that Jaren has brought with him, is there some kind of like luck check to see if he even remembers that he has something on him? We can do investigation.
Sure. Roll me a d20, odds or evens. You have to pick one.
Am I rolling?
Yeah, odd or even.
Okay, I'm rolling odd. 15.
Jaren has a singular light on him for when things get dark.
Is it like a flashlight, or is it
same
like
energy as a flashlight? Yeah,
fire and like
a flashlight.
Torch? He's a flashlight.
Like not an actual yes, it is. It's a flashlight. It's
like
just
battery powered.
No, you can tell it's magic. Like it's magic.
Okay. Like
it's
a
like
cantrip.
It is,
light.
Yeah, it is a stick with the light cantrip on it.
Got it. Okay.
Oh, like
there you are,
stick.
Jaren.
Great. Yeah, I got everything I need.
Oh, and I'll speak telepathically to him just so that he doesn't have to see me.
He's like, Oh, cool. In my head now. Do you get how that's scarier?
Would you rather see my face
I
or
don't
listen to my
know.
voice?
I don't know. You throw me into a cavern and you're trying to teach me a lesson.
Maybe you can teach me something as well, Jared. What happened to the village?
They all left, Moo.
What did they leave?
Me. They left me. Well, no. They left me. I couldn't go with them. I didn't want to cross this fucking cavern. This place is terrifying. And you've put me in the place that I fear most. Do you see how fucked up that is?
What is so fearing? What do you fear so much about this place? What did you lose here?
Lose? Didn't lose anything. Moo, this is a literal cavern with monsters. And I think you can hear growling, like nothing approaches. You can hear growling in the distance. This is a place with monsters. This is a place uncrossable by mortals. I don't even know if they made it out. They never reached back out, Moo. How am I not supposed to be afraid of this thing? Are you not afraid?
And that question, I feel like naturally always takes a second for Moo to like reflect and sort of process. Yes, I am afraid. I'm afraid of what I do not know. But if I do not know what there is to be afraid of, then I must find out. And I would like to... I want to somehow compel whatever it is that is growling to come toward me.
Roll a...
I release an angry pheromone. I don't know. I fart.
What do you roll a persuasion check?
Yeah, that works. Natural 20 again. 26.
Yeah, 26. Tell me, how do you get this creature to come out? I'll tell you what it looks like, but what do you do?
Go on all fours with my like horrifying like claws, and I think Jaren will only manage to see maybe like the shadow of like the light glinting off of like the nails, as I've clearly changed. I get on like all fours, my claws digging into the ground of this chasm, sort of like attempting to flatten my body to be on the same sort of relative like height and level of the thing growling, so that it doesn't seem like I'm a more dangerous beast, and I'm like also growling at it and compelling at it to come toward me.
Yeah. You realize very quickly and very easily you're like 7 feet tall, right?
Yeah.
Something. Yeah. So you're like big, like, and getting down on all fours. I think it's a little startling in a way, because the reason that this thing comes up to you, the reason that this monster, this visage of a beast, comes up to you, is because it has no reason to fear you. Because a damn near huge, hairy, sharp-teethed, snake-tailed creature comes, like, not out of the darkness, but into your vision, like into your sight, and it looks at you, growling, just kind of staring.
Is this similar at all to the thing from the party at the first episode?
I'll say with the natural 20, no. You can tell that this is just like this is
a monster.
This is a monster.
This isn't like an animal. This is like
Correct.
Something to actually be afraid of.
Yes, this is a literal monster. And it walks up to you just kind of curiously, like, oh, a new thing is here. And it kind of dawns on you just the sheer difference, the reality that this creature is everything come true that Jaren feared.
Mm.
Not a manifestation, those rumors, the reality that the cavern is dangerous. It is real. It is something to be afraid of.
When it approaches me, or like when we kind of converge, is it scared of me?
No.
Okay. I sort of, rather than like flattening my body, I like rise and like adjust my like shoulder blades and shoulders to be like at my full height, just sort of on like these hind legs that sort of have grown from my body. And is it attempting to like one up me in terms of intimidation, or are we like at a curious standstill right now?
No, this hulking monster is purely curious.
Okay. I'd like to be friendly to it then, and just sort of like, are there any like primary like animalistic traits to it, or does it seem like it would just be sort of as sort of a cultural thing, as like, does this person want a handshake or a hug?
It seems to just kind of like be like sniffing around. It's smelling you, kind of
Okay.
like surveying you, taking you in, watching you with its very big eyes. And then you hear it, that crying. Jaren is horrified. Jaren can hear that. What is going on?
I'm witnessing this monster of the chasm. There is nothing to fear. We are surveying each other. But if you want to know what is going on, Jaren, the first step is to open your eyes. Come closer.
And Jaren comes closer. And he rolled a natural 20. And he puts a light near this.
I want us to look so friendly. I want us to like be like nuzzling each other, like me and the monster.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and Jaren walks over and he sees this and he puts a light and this big thing nuzzling a smaller big thing.
You know what I am, Jaren. And you see me now with your fear.
Yeah, yeah. And Jaren reaches a hand forward, maybe both hands, very hesitantly, very terrified, just touches.
I will nuzzle eagerly into Jaren's hand first for the monster to like witness me.
Yeah, and it happens, and the monster nuzzles into you, and then nuzzles into Jaren. Okay.
I will ask the monster telepathically now, as Jaren's sort of distracted, like, you know, witnessing us. What of the travelers? Did you lead them to safe passage or something different?
And the monster looks at you, kind of seems to understand what you're saying, and then kind of looks into the distance kind of picking up a paw and pointing. Just forward.
I'll let Jaren take his time because rushing things is never a fantastic idea. But when Jaren finds himself like at like a good point of like wanting to figure out what's going on next, I will begin to distance myself from the monster of the chasm, and I will address Jaren. Our friend has now told us where we can meet the rest of your village.
Jaren kind of takes that in, nods, and when they're done, they walk with you.
And we'll walk, I think, silently together. Let Jaren soak up all this information. New philosophies.
He doesn't say anything. He just keeps walking, terrified. Until you walk into, you see light. You see light. You walk forward into light for the first time in this impossibly dark chasm. And you enter into it like walking through the horizon of a sunset. And Jaren's gone. But you see the truth. You see what actually happened. You look and you see the visage of Jaren walking out of his house every single day, looking into the chasm, hoping, praying for the courage to walk down and do something. And he never could. And he died in that house, alone.
Am I still in the chasm, or do I find myself?
You're walking. The chasm seems to be dissipating around you. The city is coming back.
Moo. At some point, I think I had to renew my rage or something. Whatever.
Yeah, 100%.
Whatever. But I think since I'm probably out of rages at this point.
Yeah, something like that. That seems appropriate.
Okay, yeah. And then I'm just back to being a silly little Moo. My voice is not deep and resonating anymore. Just sort of like adjusting, letting the bones accommodate back to like the original mortal shape. And she sighs. May you rest well, Jaren. I hope that you learned what you needed to learn, and that I taught you something valuable. And then I will wait for a sign for my other gods to come back.
100%. And you're back in the city. And we are going to cut to Mene. Mene, you ride on Alabaster through beautiful, lush greenery, trees of a forest, through mountains and valleys. You ride through a beautiful landscape with, literally, where's his name? I forget his name. Literally, I forget his name. Where did my notes go? There we go. Kaiman. Kaiman on the back. It's about like a half day, like what feels to be like a half day's ride until you reach, he's pointing you in the direction, until you reach his village. It is a pretty decent sized village, like lots of homes, kind of living deep in the forest. Lots of you kind of like walk up to a gate. The gate, like they let you in, seeing Kaiman's there. People seem to be like confused, but they don't stop like this from happening. And Kaiman kind of like unceremoniously jumps off the horse, kind of falls on the ground. Oh fuck. He's like, oh, I'm back. Thanks.
Yes, of course.
Uh, so we gotta learn how to do other things like art.
You don't have to. I don't want it to seem like you might have fallen God and now you have to do whatever she said because she saved your life. I'm just saying you have more than offer than your body as a means of protection.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you said you gotta learn a lesson too. So what if we both do art?
Yes, people of the arts are known to enjoy praising me. I could learn a lesson from them or something. I'm quite fond of healers.
Okay. You want to be a healer? We got people that can do that.
Maybe you could talk to them. I'm sure they could use someone who has battlefield experience. Maybe you could teach them the sort of wounds that need more treating and more attention.
No, like you can talk to them.
Oh,
you said you like healers.
Yeah,
you said you want to do something else. You said you like me. You can talk to them.
I suppose so. I mean, you clearly need to get to an infirmary.
I mean, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, let's we can go to the let's go to the healers.
I escort Kaiman to the healers and remind him he's very injured, probably shouldn't be.
100%. Just like baby girl fireman's carrying like Kaiman over to he directs you. He's like, yeah, it's over there. He's kind of like relishing in this moment of being like soft. Just
I have a question.
Yeah.
You said it was like half day. Is it getting dark here?
Yeah. It's like normal, like time is passing normally. I think it's like.
Is the night sky normal? Is there a moon and shit?
Yeah, for the most part.
Okay. That's all. She's just trying to take stock and figure out where she is. Because like
100%.
home, it's not normal. So she's like, okay, I'm like somewhere
else. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And like, the moon rises and you kind of look at it and you're like, huh, I look good. Like it just is, it's peaceful. And you get to the infirmary and you see like Kaiman get dropped down and like a young man kind of runs over Kaiman, like runs over, like, you're okay. And like kind of takes Kaiman out of your arms and like puts Kaiman down and begins like kind of healing him. And it takes like an hour or something. And this individual kind of walks over and it's like, is the war over? Like, is the battle over? Like,
oh no, it seems quite ferocious. I would recommend fortifying your borders.
Oh, okay. Kind of leans in. Thanks for bringing Kaiman back.
Yes, I believe I owe Kaiman a great debt for something I've been studying for some time.
Okay. I don't get it, but
Kaiman tells me you don't worship any gods here.
No, we don't. It's kind of not our thing. No gods, only men. It like says the same thing. No gods, only men.
Yes, only men. Yes,
no
women,
kings. Like people. No gods, only people.
Yeah, no kings.
Yeah. No, you get it.
Do you? What does that mean to you? And I point to the moon.
It is a permanent fixture of the night that makes it so that I don't have to hit my toe when I get up to go get water.
Okay. Isn't
Um,
do you enjoy nighttime? Is there anything about it you find calming?
yeah, I mean, it's cool. Like physically, like, it's cooler. It's hot during the day. I get to not work. I get to rest with Kaiman. You
Oh,
know, yeah.
Mine fully owes and then chuckles. Sorry, I just assumed you knew each other because like Kaiman runs into battle.
Oh, yeah,
without
that's how we
thinking.
met. No, that is how we met.
Okay.
But no, that's my husband.
Yes. Well, I had a talk. I had a talk with him about maybe not doing that. So hopefully he listens, huh?
Oh, well, I mean,
I talked about maybe doing art.
oh, okay. I mean, I'd love. Okay. And you see, like, this is something that like this person's never kind of thought about either, and it's like that sounds fun. Fine.
I apologize in advance for all of the bad pots.
He's terrible. He's terrible with his hands, but okay. I mean, he can get better. Sure. I mean, Kaiman says you want to be a healer.
I have an affinity for it, and where I'm from, it's I'm a sort of a peacekeeper, and it's a part of peace that I've neglected.
Oh, so you're a fighter, aren't you?
And I like tap the broken sword that's just on my hip, like holstered, but there's like no blade.
All right. Well, if you have an affinity to it, let's see. Come here. Let's see. And this person kind of like gestures for you to come over to like another individual who kind of needs like some tending to.
I go over.
And they kind of get down on the knees, and this person seems to be very soft, very like gentle, eloquent, totally different from Kaiman.
Mhm.
And he's like, okay. So, first step, we, tend to the wounds this person has. You see, this person kind of has like the equivalent of like an infection that like can't necessarily be treated with what they've got going on. And they kind of like change those bandages out. First rule of healing, do what you can.
Do what I can.
And
Yes.
he like begins to kind of change these bandages. It is not always about solutions. It's very different from battle. It's not finite. Sometimes the things we do never end. Sometimes the healing is constant. Healing takes a lot longer than taking a life, than fighting. And if you're a warrior, much like I'm going to have to drill into Kaiman, that's the first thing you need to know. Patience.
Patience.
And they kind of gesture to hand you the bandages. Would you like to change them?
Certainly, I'll give it a try.
Yeah. I'll say roll a medicine check at advantage since they're here to help.
Medicine check at advantage. I get a +1 to medicine. That's a natural 20.
Yeah, you are a natural. I think you change these bandages effortlessly, and like the person doesn't even wince. And I think like this individual named L kind of is watching you and is like, you really do have a knack for this.
Yes, it's something I did more in my youth before I started thinking, well, people wouldn't need so much healing if I just took care of the problem that was causing them to need healing. Or emboldened others to take care of the problem, or trained someone, or hired a champion, or, you get the idea.
It's a very righteous way of combating things. I respect it, but sometimes we can't take out the source, It's not always possible.
Yeah, there's always some new tyrannical leader or some new cult, or the cult had a member who got away and they started a new cult, or they want revenge and their sister found out, or there's always something.
Always something. But if you can't fight the source, maybe you can change it or something. Maybe you can heal it to slow and steady, you know. I don't know. That's
L, was it?
yes.
I need say healing can take time, but can I try something on this person's wound?
Sure.
I would like to try using lesser restoration to like root out this infection that they seem to be fighting.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. Mm.
And I think what it looks like, I think I go down next to the wound and I look out the window at this moon.
Mm.
And I say in Celestial, so I don't know if this person knows it or not, probably not. But in Celestial, I say, now I know you probably don't know me, but I'm a cousin of yours, I think, and I could use some help here.
Yeah, and I want you to roll a religion check using your, or maybe like spellcasting modifier.
Spellcasting modifier is charisma.
Yeah.
That's a 21.
Yeah, with a 21, you trim away like the excess. You heal so much, you restore so much of what has been lost. And this person breathes easy. Though you still feel like that's not enough. But you know you did a lot in this moment. You have healed a part of this person that maybe hasn't been reached yet. You know that just like Elle said, it's going to take a lot of time, but it will one day work.
I'm not sure if you have anyone capable of doing what I just did, Elle, but I believe if you follow that course of treatment, they will be okay eventually. As you said, it takes time. I wish you and Carmen the best. I should probably be going.
Yeah. Thank you. And, Elle kind of like places them back down, lets them rest, gets up to show you out of this tent. Thank you again.
Yes, I know you don't believe in gods, which is perfectly fine. But I would try some of the more difficult cases under a full moon next time. I've heard stories that not necessarily God, some sort of cosmic alignment can help.
All right. I mean, do whatever.
Have a good evening.
Yes. And as you leave, where do you approximately go? Because you notice that like you're still here to a degree.
Yeah, I think I'm still here. I go to Alabaster and I'm like, well, you're still here. And I think I just look up at the moon and I'm like, I'm not really sure what you want from me. I know you're not me, but it's very bizarre. I woke up one day and I was standing on you, and I'm not sure if you were there already and I was your steward, or if you got there with me. And so this is so silly. I'm talking to myself in the middle of the night. Well, I guess you're here, Alabaster, but if if you can hear me, I promise I will do better by us.
As you say that, I think the moon begins to set, like faster than what you would expect it to. and it sets and it sets and it sets until it crosses the horizon like a wink. And the mist here begins to roll in yet again in a way that is different than just Hereticus's mist. You begin to see images in the mist. You begin to turn around and take notice of two stories playing through. The first of which is the story that you just helped foster. It is Kaiman and Elle living out their days peacefully, trying out arts, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. It is them growing older together, having a family, maybe adopting some kids that found their way, advocating for peaceful times, advocating for something else, doing more under the night sky, dancing, loving, exclaiming. And then you kind of look behind you in the distance that you came and you see what did happen. It is that war. It is Hyman sitting on that battlefield, wondering what could have been. It is them bleeding out, sitting there. And for the first time in their life, the only time in their life, the last time in their life, they tent their hands together and pray for more time. And then they die. And you are back in Hereticus. We will cut to the last scene. Euphoria, you sit in a room, a beautiful room that is a visage to you, that is an homage to love, to who you used to be, to the person that you weren't when she needed you. And she is praying. Aurel is praying. Sorry, it's Arle. There we go.
Oh, you mortals. You mortals, you mortals, you mortals. Euphoria paces back and forth behind the praying form of their devotee, stalking behind her like a tiger wearing a deer's face, a god in sheep's clothing. And finally they turn. And they slam their fists down on one side of the basin so that it goes scattering across the floor.
Yeah, it happens. No check necessary. Your hand kind of hurts. And like Arle's eyes kind of open. They panic a little bit, but they do not waver. They just tent their hands back together and keep reciting the prayer. Love can help all. Love will save all. Love can help all. Love will save all.
Euphoria gets in front of her, to and sits where the basin used to be. Look at me, mortal.
Love can help
Open
all.
your
Love will
eyes.
save all. Opens one eye, closes it immediately. Love can help all. Love can save all.
No. No, see, I used to think that too. You're just like me. Love can save all. Love can fix all. Love is everything you could ever want to be, and nothing more. But then I started to wonder, mortal, what is beyond me? Why am I just love, and why am I just love for other people? Why are you just love for other people? Why are you just love in a shrine for a god that will not hear you? Why are you just love for a mortal who has left and will never come back? Why are you just love? What else could you be?
And they kind of like continue to tint their hands, almost like indignantly. Um,
Oh, you are just as stubborn as Lysander is.
okay, why wouldn't I be stubborn? And like it breaks it. Why wouldn't I be stubborn? What else do I need to be? What's wrong with hope? What's wrong with love? Huh? Why are
It's
you trying
not
to take this
hope.
away from me?
I'm not trying to take it away from you. You're the one who's stuck in this mire. Love is beauty, but it is not hope. That deity fell before the rest of us did. Love is not just what we do for other people. Love is not just what we give to receive nothing. Love is not just an empty prayer on the ears of a God who has forgotten to listen. What else are you besides your prayer? What beauty do you hold inside you that you refuse to see because you are so hung up on the fact that I abandoned you? What roses have you forgotten to prune, have forgotten to foster in your garden because you only grow one thing? I am not just love. Lysander could not see that, would not see that, but I am not. I am everything I could ever want to be. I used to be. And now I am doubt. What are you? Mortal?
I'm 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 afraid. I am sad. I'm hopeful. I am heartbroken.
Good.
But at the end of the day, I'm love. I will still hold out love. Because if I don't have that,
You have nothing.
but you're right. Other things too.
Euphoria almost grows smaller. The fur of their deer-like face, so far from anything humanoid. Since they've been here, they have hardly ever taken a truly humanoid form. Further and further from anything that they were when they had been ascended. Is that all we are, you and I, dark mirrors of one another? Are we only just love? Is that all we have?
No, no.
That's right. Push the words through your lungs. Breathe them into life. The violent transformation is what makes the flowers bloom. Tell me what else you are.
I am. And before the words can exit out of her mouth, teeth, a maw, collapses on this soul and swallows it. As for some reason you didn't see it before. It looks familiar. It, God, why does it look so familiar? Why does it look like everything that you've ever feared ever again? Oh, it also looks like everything you've ever loved, and it looks like the earth when it rises and the sun touches it, and it looks like the sea when those waves become tumultuous, and it looks like hope and beauty and love and euphoria, and it looks like a monster that wants to eat you, Euphoria. As it sits in front of you, and this visage breaks, and you find yourself very suddenly, very quickly, very much back in Hereticus. And honestly, I think that is a good
I swear that you better fucking not. I will find you. I will find you.
To end for this week.
I will find you.
And honestly,
and honestly,
I think I'm out of here.
Honestly, you know what? Alan was right. Murder is okay.
Murder is Anyway, hi everyone. It is me, CJ, the god of these gods, and I'm sweaty as per usual. I have been your game master tonight, and I played everyone that was ever sad and forsaken in this game. And I hope you enjoyed that. If you like what I do, you can find me on Twitter at Scholastic Dragon. Scholastic like the book fair, dragon like the mythical creature, drop the O on dragon. And I do this a lot, actually. I will be doing this a lot for the next couple of days. Actually, no, because I forget that some of those things are private. But if you like the me GMing, you can see me. It's a home game. It's home game. Why do you look confused? I have recordings and I have home games, but it's like every day. That to explain to Austin. If you like what I do here, with God and divinity, then you're gonna love me on Monday, because over on the Nameless Domain, me and Joe will be playing God Killer. We will be traveling into Eden to slay the Aether, the god of gods in that game. And if you like the most wild thing you'll probably see in like that particular week, then come watch God Killer, us play God Killer over on the Nameless Domain. It had a name and I already forgot it.
Ascension.
That's exactly what it was. Ascension. Thank you so much. But yeah, other than that, I don't got much going on. Oh, and like on Thursday of next week, because it's Pride Month, you can see me and C among with other lovely people playing our anniversary stream for the Queen, where we are going to be playing for the Prom Queen, and I am going to be playing a closeted jock.
Of course you are.
Of course. Nobody knew that before this moment. I mentioned it, but I didn't tell them that I would actually be doing it. So it's a treat for you and you only. But yeah, if you think I'm ridiculous, it's gonna be confirmed. It's just gonna be confirmed. But yeah, that's all I've got. Passing it to Josephine.
Hello, I'm Josephine. I'm at Scary Dog Friend. I have been Mu, the god of fear, fighting fear with fear since 2019. You can find me as a producer over at Bad House RPG. Each one by night is on Tuesdays weekly. We have a new show open for applications using the system of Spire, The City Must Fall, run by Alyssa or at A Disaster Queer. So if you're interested in telling a story about anti-eviction and gentrification using a fantasy punk system that is very, very cool and funky, we have 3 open spots for that if you are interested. That is again over at Bad House RPG. Again, as CJ said, we are both administrators and producers over at Nameless Domain. We're going to be playing God Killer, and it's going to be insane. It's probably not one of the most insane things ever, but probably of this year, absolutely. Do lots of stuff. Follow me on Twitter at Scary Dog Friend. That's all. Passing it over to Austin. Yes.
Hey, what's up? It's me, Austin. My pronouns are he, they, she. I'm an award-winning game writer, designer, performer, and friend. I do shit. Find me on Twitter
Hell
at
yeah.
Sailors Austin. It's at Sailor SCT Austin. I don't know if I have anything next week besides this that is for public consumption. Yeah, I'm a designer for Kids and Capes. That's a thing I can talk about. I have nothing else to tell all of you here while I'm on camera besides that. Yeah, find me here next week and look out for other stuff I'm in that I'm contractually obligated to not mention, or they will find me. They will find me, and then I won't be in it anymore. So find me when I can talk about it. It's C now.
It's C now. Hi everyone, my name is C. I use they them pronouns. You can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at C Plays RPG. If you liked what I did here tonight, you'll like what I do other places. Specifically, if you'd like more Godkiller content, every Tuesday and Thursday, Godkiller First Blood comes out on Transplanter RPG's podcast platforms. So we are episode 12 will make you cry, episode 13 will make you cry harder. That's coming out on Tuesday. So enjoy that. We have about 3 more episodes to go before that series is wrapped up. And also, as you probably are aware, if you're not, be more aware that Transplanter's second main campaign is in fact premiering on June 24th at 8 p.m. US Eastern Time. I was announced as producer and lore keeper and dramaturg today, which we all knew that already, but here we are about it anyway. Also tune in tomorrow because I'm going to tell you right now as a secret that we're dropping a first look at our teaser, our trailer teaser. It's not the trailer, but it's the teaser for the trailer. So check it out tomorrow online when I post it at 1 p.m. tomorrow on the internet. And then we're also dropping character art. It looks really fucking good. It looks really fucking good next week. So check that out. And tune in to the premiere. And I am also going to be playing for the prom queen. I don't know who I'm going to be playing, but probably a loser artist, because I know that vibe, don't I? Maybe also the janitor. Who knows? We'll figure it out on Thursday.
Not this.
Please be the
Excuse
janitor.
me?
It's like, yeah, please be the janitor.
It's your turn, Nikki.
Okay. So, hi, I am Nikki. I am the producer here at TEA TRPG. There's so many things happening. Pretty soon we will have Thirsty Derby Lesbians, roller derby themed Thirsty Sword Lesbians game. We will be raising funds for Trans Lifeline for that, and we have actual people who've actually played derby, playing in that game. So that's really exciting. Kill Every Monster just released my episode of the podcast. I did Medusa. I'm really proud of the work that we did. I loved it so much. I had art commissioned. I super recommend that you check that out. It would make me very happy if more people listen to it. And if you enjoy it, please tag me and say so, because that was so much fun. And I want to play her for the rest of my life every day. Anyway, so check out TEA TRPG on the socials, and we'll post things on our Twitter mostly, and you can check out YouTube for all our VOD. And that is everything I had to say, so we will see you on the internet.